Hasbro Marvel Legends just had another live stream today, and the strong collectors are here to break it down for you. Can't promise that it'll be a too long didn't read. We might talk just as long as they did, but we're going to talk a little bit more fun. So, here we go. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Strong Collectors Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota, here with my co-host, Jordan. And today,
Hello.
we are Shirt Brothers. We each
That's
have
right. Hey, Shirt Brother.
We got these Strong Collector shirts. You can check the link down in the description to get yours, and you can be a Shirt Brother with us.
Only took me however long to get one, but I must say, Dakota, it's incredibly comfortable. I'm rocking the V-neck myself. But if you don't have your hands on one of these, get to it.
I do like it. That's pretty nice. I've had this for however long I've had it, almost a year, and it's still holding up pretty well. And I wear it
there you go,
several times a week because it's kind of like my work attire. But as much as you all want your Strong Collectors t-shirts, you also want your Marvel Legends. So we're going to get into what they talked about. They did a little bit of recapping to start off. They showed the Giant Man head. Really, I don't think there wasn't much of an update. It was just kind of like, ooh, look at these eyes. And that was kind of the end of that. And then they get into their first time talking about it, but it was a little too late to be talking about it because they talked about the Deadpool re-releases. So they had the retro Deadpool and the Deadpool with the moped. And both of those are already sold out on Pulse. So if you wanted that, too bad. Maybe other places have it, like BBTS or other online retailers.
At least last I saw, but I didn't check today. So
you're not going to find them on Pulse. The last recap they did, at least for the first part of the show, was the Deadpool and Hydra Man. Just kind of talking about what we've already talked about on the show. You can go back and watch that. It looks cool. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I'm on the fence. I think I will, but I just haven't yet. I'll probably wait for other things that I want that are like Pulse exclusives so that I can buy multiple things rather than having to buy several, So that's probably my plan there. I'll eventually get it, I think, unless they show a new Daredevil, but I like it. It's pretty good. Then getting into new reveals. So they showed the Daredevil 2-pack VHS. They showed another new 2-pack VHS. No, they didn't say when this was going to be available, but this one is going to be your Doctor Strange and Morbius. So again, you go back and watch our predictions. We predicted that they would make a Morbius, which I don't think we're the only ones that have ever predicted that, but I don't think anyone predicted that we would get a Doctor Strange.
No, that was a surprise to me for sure. I think we were talking a little bit. I know he was in the show, but I really don't remember him being in it too much.
Right.
I thought those were just kind of like little cameos. So I would not have predicted that he would make it to the Spider-Man VHS line, to be honest.
Right.
So that's a prediction I don't think I could have made. Or even, I mean, I don't know. But Morbius, I think, is a good idea. Because I always liked him in the show. I saw some people commenting it'd be cool if he had those, sucker hands. Remember how he has, the...
Yeah.
He doesn't call it blood ever in the show. Remember, he always says, I need plasma.
Right.
Which I remember as a kid being like, why isn't he calling it blood? But obviously they couldn't say it. But he's got to have those plasma sucking hands. I didn't see those, though.
I didn't either. Which they made a point of showing that when they showed off the Moreland figure.
Right.
So
I feel like that would have made sense, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Rocker hands.
Hands will have the suckers, hopefully. Seems like a waste of tooling the Moreland hands. I mean, not a waste because they did it at least for him, but why not use it for both?
Right.
After that, though, they showed off another retro-carded Spider-Man figure, and this is going to be the Retro Proud.
Hmm.
Raven was the last one, and I think was it Scorpion before that? And
Yeah.
maybe if not
Yeah.
Scorpion, it was for sure the retro cell shaded Spider-Man. This one kind of interesting. He comes.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, I think Prowler makes sense for sure as a retro one. I always like the color scheme, like the green and purple. I think he looks really good on the retro card, um, for sure. I remember he was in like my Spider-Man encyclopedia when I was younger. I didn't remember reading a ton of stories about him, but I always thought he was cool looking.
Mhm.
So I think it makes sense to get a newer version of him. I think it's cool that yeah, I just think he's a fun character. So I think he looks really good on that card, and I'll be curious to see is he pinless? Maybe. I think he looks. I know they they're getting they're getting tricky. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had the old. I can't remember what wave the other
Mhm.
Prowler came in. Maybe it was the
Mhm.
SPDR. I don't know, whatever wave it was. It was a pretty cool Prowler, but I can't remember if this one was leaked or not. If we had talked about it,
Yeah.
but maybe also I just thought like you know what, it's Prowler. He's probably coming on a retro card at some point. So
Yeah.
I sold that one off luckily, and then yeah, I think this one is going to be a good improvement. I like the colors. It does look a little bit more cartoony, which is probably going to
Mhm.
fit in with my display a little bit better. But that wasn't the only retro carded Spider-Man figure they showed. They also showed
That it
off
was
the
not.
the Carnage. So
Mhm.
this is one that we had leaked for sure. And I
Mhm.
don't think this is the only Carnage that's coming out this year, but this is our first retro. I guess we got the VHS one,
Mhm.
so you know, I know you love your is it, isn't it, animated
Right.
or not.
Mhm.
This one, I think he's got some pretty cool arm accessories. He's got the big scythe thing, and then he's got a brand new axe. I don't know if I
Mhm.
love the head sculpt on him. It looks a little too like realistic monstery versus the cartoon look
Mm.
of it.
Yeah.
Also, the body of it is that I always say it wrong. It's the absolute carnage type of body.
Yes. Nailed it.
Don't
Nailed it.
don't love that so much. I love it for the drones. I kind of
See,
like
I
the
always liked that one better than the
really
Monster Venom wave, personally.
okay. I got the
So
Monster Venom Wave one actually right here. I just sold it
I think
this
I
weekend.
think I like that this one has like the texture to it.
Hmm.
Like I think
Okay.
that's kind of a fun detail because if I remember right, the other ones are just kind of painted on, right?
Yeah.
So I get that it's kind of different. I for me this one's pretty perfect because I always
Hmm.
like the accessories
Mm-hmm.
with the Monster Venom, or I guess VHS one now, but I
Sure.
like the body of this one. So I'm
Hmm.
actually pretty excited because I think for me this is a cool blend of those two styles, and you get the retro card, which is
Yeah.
cool to see.
Yeah. And this one's going to be a Target exclusive. At least in the United States. If you're in Canada, it's going to be Toys R Us or a fan channel. As much as I
Mm-hmm.
don't love the body like you do, I'm probably going to get them because those arm accessories are sick. Getting outside of the retro card now, we're going to switch back into some Wolverine 2-packs. We'd seen the Sabretooth and Logan 2-pack, the Brood Wolverine, Lalandra, Patch, and Grey Hulk. I think that was
Mm-hmm.
it, right? That was all we've seen so far. Was 3. Maybe if I'm missing one. Oh, the Ninja Wolverine and Psylocke. So
Yeah,
we've gotten
yeah.
4. Here is number 5, and that's going to be your kind of your Fantastic Four looking Wolverine and Spider-Man. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, Jordan, but I think these guys look pretty cool. Have I read the story? No. Do I ever need to read the story? Definitely not. I don't have that Franklin and Valeria that kind of accompany these two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll go back and read the story or read it for the first time and see if I think that it's necessary to get Franklin and Valeria. Probably
Yeah.
not. I think I'd just make my own Fantastic Four team, like throw Thing and Human Torch in there, and that'd be a cool Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, Spider-Man's packed in with quite a bit. I'm assuming this is Spider-Man on the Amazing Fantasy body, because he doesn't have toe joints. So
yeah.
I don't think it's the Renew Your Vows unless they just swap the feet, but I'm going to say it's Amazing Fantasy. He comes with fists, wall-crawling hands, and thwipping hands. And then they said that Wolverine had alternate hands, but they don't show any pictures of it, so I would just assume that they're normal fisted hands without the claws popped, because he does have the claws popped in all the pictures. So, and this is the pinned Wolverine. It's not the brand new 97 X-Men pinless Wolverine, which I didn't actually love that Wolverine anyway, so I'm happy they're going with this one. And these claws are, I think, the best claws that they've done with Wolverine too. I think they came on the X-Force Wolverine, the gray and black one. And I thought that was a really good figure. So,
yeah.
You're not a sucker for cool looking things like I am, Jordan. You like to understand them a little bit more. Does this tickle your fancy? Because it is Spider-Man.
Right. I mean, I always, I like it when they're rounding out teams. I think they even mentioned that, like in a calendar year, finishing a team or, things like that I think is cool, because I think that's always a bummer when you get part of what should probably be a set and you don't get the rest for forever. Right. I don't necessarily need, nor am I too attached to these versions of the characters. I do think it's cool that the people who want them are getting them, though. And, I mean, it's to be expected. You're going to get a certain amount of, as we've talked about, Spider-Man, Wolverine variants on any year, especially with the 50th anniversary of Wolverine. So,
right.
I think it's cool.
No word on when those... Myself. Yeah, all right. No word on when those are going to be available for pre-order yet, but when they are, I would assume they'd probably be on Pulse for sure, and the other ones have been like Amazon exclusives, I think. So I would assume it would follow that type of formula. Getting into more, these are like reminders of what's coming for Captain America type stuff. They showed again the Hydra cap. That's going to be a Walmart exclusive in the US and Canada at least. And then they showed the Falcon cap. He's got the wings and everything now. And that's going to be a Target exclusive. And then to go along with those two, you're going to get a brand new 2-pack of Baron Daddy Zemo and Arnim Zola. So Dwight called him...
That's so funny that he called him
Daddy Zemo. So that's, at least here on the Strong Collectors, that's what we're going to refer to him as. I would assume most others are going to refer to him as Daddy Zemo. I hope. But, call us the trendsetters, because... we're doing
That's
it.
That's
right. Now this one, I think you're a little bit more excited about,
I thought this looked awesome, man.
As
soon as I saw this, I was all in, because I loved as a kid my Toy Biz Zemo. He had that horrible, that ab joint was the worst. Remember, So I liked the Walgreens one they did, but I was always kind of like, I'd love to see a classic Daddy Zemo. So I think he looks really good, man. I love that he's got the disfigured head. He's got And the fur, I thought that was interesting when they showed it, and then they had the picture and he didn't have it, and then they're like, no, he does come with the fur. So you gotta have the fur on Daddy Zemo. So
for sure.
But even the Arnim Zola, I mean, I think I guess we've seen him twice? Is that twice now?
Yes, they had this orange one as like the original Build-A-Figure, and then they did the 2-pack with Hydra Supreme. That was kind of more of that green and gold.
Right.
So
I mean, I'm mainly interested in Zemo, but I think it's cool that they're giving him in there with Arnim Zola too. Yeah,
I think, and this thing comes pretty stocked with accessories. You're gonna get, like you said, an alternate kind of disfigured head for him. For Zemo, you're gonna get the sword, kind of a pistol. He's gonna have fists, trigger finger hands, and gripping hands, kind of like those claw, like holding I think of Red Skull holding the Tesseract type of hands. And then Arnim Zola's coming with his alternate camera head, which we've gotten with the other one, and the controller, same as the other one. But I think this Arnim Zola might replace my previous one, just because I kind of like the orange. It's going to stand out a little bit better. The other one kind of blends in more with your Hydra Troopers because it's same color scheme-ish, but kind of want my leaders to stand out against the Troopers. So this one is definitely going to be a purchase for me. This is going to be an Amazon exclusive. Didn't say when it's coming out, but sometime soon. Stay tuned. After that, though, to go against your Hydra 2-pack, you're going to need a Shield 3-pack. And this is the one that we've been talking about for quite a while that's been leaked for, it seems like, months now. And that's your Sharon Carter, your Dum Dum Dugan, and your Nick Fury. Now, we didn't see everything that comes with this. They said that there's going to be a lot of accessories, but just kind of trying to decipher from what the pictures have shown so far. We've seen kind of the AR that Nick Fury and Dum Dum are holding. I think it's the same one, though, so there's probably going to be one AR, at least one knife, a pistol, 2 smaller gray, like, female pistols, at least one silencer that can port on there. There's going to be 2 at least smoke effects because they're shown on the pistols and on the AR. So I don't know if there's 3, but at least 2. And then you're going to get like a bigger, like, kind of extended mag pistol that Dum Dum is holding. Pretty cool bodies. Like, they're all decently updated, it looks like. Like, Sharon Carter's on mostly a Black Widow body. Like, you can tell that the feet are different because she's wearing more of the, like, tactical boots versus Black Widow was more of the, like, slipper type feet. I think Nick Fury is on the Vulcan body, and then I don't know what the dad bod hero body is that they were talking about for Dum Dum Dugan. But I think they all look really good. And again, whoever is posing these action figures up for their money shots, they're doing a good job because, like, with them all kind of like loading up, looking like they're going into battle, that was a cool one. So I'm for sure getting one of these. I hope that we also have like a old school Nick Fury head sculpt in there too, because
that's what I was going to ask. Do you think they'll do that? Give you the regular or alternate heads in general, or do you think it'd just be that one maybe, and then the other 2 you just have?
I don't know, because honestly, it would be cool if you could get. I don't think they would do this, but if you could get Dum Dum Dugan and a classic Nick Fury with like cigars, probably not going to have cigars in your toys, but maybe somebody's got like a third party
cool
head sculpt that we could get. But yeah, that one will be a for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like getting a new Dum Dum Dugan because I've always thought he's a fun character. Mainly just love his name. But I also think new Nick Fury would be cool. Sharon Carter, I like the idea of a new one because I've had the older one. I thought it was terrible. I don't know. I would kind of hope this one comes with an alternate head, to be honest, because I feel like that. I don't know what's going on. The smoky eye effect thing, if that's like specific to something, it just looks kind of weird. I feel like she looks like she's evil or something in that.
Yeah.
Shot.
And again, I got to read some more Sharon Carter stuff, but also the shoulder cutouts on her costume were weirding me out. I don't know what that's from, but I can't say that I'm a fan.
Yeah, I honestly if I hadn't seen that in the context of this, I might have been like, is that like an Emma Frost or something going, or what's going on? I didn't really know. So maybe people can tell us what Sharon Carter has going on there. But overall, I think it's a cool idea, definitely, to get those. It's good to see them after all our speculating on it. So next, we do have, they introduced a figure that is actually kicking off a new wave. And the first figure they showed us was the Red Widow, which we've seen before. I like they kind of made a joke of it, like, we got to show you this one last time, because like we saw the preview and then we saw it, so that was kind of fun. So got another look at her, and then they kind of said this is sort of part of a hodgepodge wave of just characters fitting in there. So Red Widow kicking that off. Next, we saw a comic book Icarus, which we talked about before. Wasn't that on?
Yeah. He was, I think, in displaying model behavior leaks.
I thought so. Right. Which I think is cool. I mean, I always liked that Jack Kirby style, like old school Eternals. I just think that's those are fun characters to get. So I think that'd be neat to see Icarus.
As much as you like the look of it, are you gonna get him? Because I gotta say, I have no interest in Icarus or Red Widow, honestly. But I know you're a little bit more sophisticated.
My finer palate. I just think he's to me kind of goes with sort of that retro hero vibe that I like. Sure. So I could see myself getting him. Okay. But there are some other ones in this wave that I'm a little more probably excited for, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, so we saw Icarus, and then we got into the Black Winter Thor. So this is kind of similar to the Herald Thor. It's from that same storyline. Have you read that one? I'm trying to remember.
Not yet. It's saved in my to read, but I haven't read it yet.
You've got Thor becoming the Herald of Galactus, and there's this kind of interdimensional plague of sorts called the Black Winter. So that kind of plays into that, where it sort of takes the appearance of Thor. Looks pretty wild, I gotta say.
I love it. I haven't read the story, and I don't need to. And this one wasn't in Fortnite yet. The regular Herald Thor was. So I was thinking that when we got the leak of another Black Herald Thor, that it was going to be just like a darker costume with the like lit up blue face and hair and stuff.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I didn't know that this could come, and I'm happy that it did because I'm gonna get it. Also, I love that just like the Herald Thor came with the severed head of the controller Build-A-Figure, this Black Winter comes with the severed head of, I guess we won't really say the figure yet, but comes with the severed head of the Build-A-Figure as well. So that's pretty cool. And his hammer effect looks awesome. I love that giant smoke effect. That's cool.
Yeah. I love the Herald Thor figure. That was, I think, both of us when that came out was pretty high on our list of being great and also sort of undervalued in some ways. So, yeah, I think it's cool using more of that sculpt because I think that's a really good look for Thor. Next one was a Superior Iron Man, which personally, I don't do tons of Iron Man figures. I know this is one that I'm trying to remember where he's like pseudo. Did you read the Superior Iron Man ones?
No, I didn't.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure at one point he like cures Daredevil of his blindness and like is kind of just screwing with him. And he's like, dude, you kind of took my mojo a little bit. So something happens where he sort of is. I don't know if he's quite evil, but nice. I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely not nice. So I wasn't too attached to that storyline. I read some of it, but I don't know. If you want an all-white Iron Man.
I thought that was kind of a dud out of the reveal. That was probably my least favorite reveal out of all these reveals.
Yeah.
I don't know the story.
There's always got to be one, though. And luckily, well, he had no Build-A-Figure piece, right? So that's kind of a plus if you don't want him. Next, we have one that has been teased that seems to be quite the crowd pleaser, and that is Wolfsbane. So this was previously talked about as a figure that came as just a head. Pretty sure you called that one right away, Dakota, if we flashback.
I actually thought that it was going to be Lilandra, because since they've revealed her, but I think maybe during her reveal they said, like, oh, this isn't the figure that was only the head or something.
Well, I thought you said Lilandra or Wolfsbane. I thought those were your two that you kind of had right away. And then, we were thinking Wolfsbane would probably be coming in some capacity. So, I think she looks pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think originally I thought she looked a little orange. I think looking at pictures of her now, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. It seemed like the commenters were pretty happy on the live stream at least. But I kind of my original thought was like, oh, this is orange. We're going to get another one. Kind of like we did with Tigra. That's going to be more what people want. Because I don't know why they did such a highlighter orange for that Tigra originally. So maybe this is okay. It's just the lighting of the picture. But I think the suit looks cool. And they were kind of mentioning how this is the last character you need. You get your 2-pack of Polaris and Havoc, get your multiple mans out, and your strong guy. Boom, team is complete finally. After however long that's been. I think multiple man was the first to come out, and then years and years later, team is complete.
And another X-Men is to me, my mind's eye of what Cable looks like, to be quite honest. I thought this one looked really cool right away. They were even talking about it, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 game. This is kind of what Cable looked like in that, where he's not like super huge and like pouches everywhere. This is kind of more how I imagine Cable. I really liked him in that game. So I think he looks really cool. I think this might be one of my tops from this wave. I will say this is one of them.
I will warn you, he is pinned. At least his arms are pinned.
I did see that.
Yeah, pinless legs, and I'm not sure if those like thigh pouch things are keyed in. They kind of look like they are, So I'm going to hope that they are. The wrist ones, I would almost guarantee that they're not. But maybe they're at least glued in place, I would hope. But yeah, I agree. This one does look pretty cool. I think I could go for some shoulder pads on him. But I'm glad that he comes with kind of his obnoxiously large pistols.
I like it. I think he looks cool. So, yeah, I mean, again, with some of those, it's like, I guess you get into the pin thing, and I know we've had that discussion before. I think it's cool, though, seeing this version. And who knows, there might be an animated VHS, not
True.
VHS 1 later, so
yeah,
maybe I should wait, but whatever. And then, moving into one that I'm probably most excited for is Kazar, which that's how they were saying it. Kazar. Did you catch that? Not
no,
Kazar, not... Yes. So, I mean, I know we had a whole phonetic debate on that, but that's how they were saying it. So unless they're wrong, I guess I'm wrong too. But Kazar. My first thought to you, Dakota, I said, there's my custom Conan. That might be why I'm most excited. Because I've wanted a Conan the Barbarian, and I don't think we're ever going to get him proper, but you basically paint his hair black, give him a little cape or something, but you're pretty much there.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. But I also think he's a fun character.
Mm-hmm.
You pointed out that he had trigger fingers, which I think that seems to be the case. But he's got 3 sets of hands, so I'll let that slide.
Not the end of the world. At least he's not going to be kind of like bare bones with only the trigger finger hands. He's got, like you said, he's got the fists, the trigger finger hands, and then he's got the kind of claw-ish type of hands. And I think he's got the spot in the back of his loincloth to hold his knife. So I thought that was kind of a cool touch too.
Right, yeah, his knife and the spear. So I thought that's a pretty good amount of stuff, I felt. Kazar to have.
Especially for a guy that's just coming in a fuzzy loincloth.
Right, exactly. Which then led us into the Build-A-Figure, which, Dakota, would you like to reveal that?
All right, well, you can't have Kazar without his trusty sidekick, Zabu. So I don't usually love when they do animals, like at least when they did Cosmo the dog. I thought that was kind of a doo-doo garbage Build-A-Figure. This one actually seems much more worth it. Would I have rather had them as a 2-pack? Sure. But I think this is actually worthwhile to be a Build-A-Figure. And kind of going back to that Black Winter Thor, I love that he comes with the head. So you at least, even if you don't finish your Build-A-Figure, you get that Thor and you've got the severed head of a saber-toothed tiger. But this is one, it's kind of hard because I kind of do want Kazar. But am I going to build the Build-A-Figure? Might have to now, actually. So I don't know. I think this one looks pretty cool. I didn't get to see a lot of commenters or anything in the Facebook groups. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. It's got 31 points of articulation, so it's very posable. What about you? You're going to get, I don't know if you're just going to get a Kazar for custom, but are you going to need a Zabu to go with him?
It looks really cool, I must say. I'm pretty, like you said, I'm pretty impressed by what it's looking like for being a Build-A-Figure animal. I like that, kicking it back to the Toy Biz days by telling us how many points of articulation it's got.
Right.
But I thought that was cool. You know, it's got the articulated jaw and everything, and it must be because, like, the body is just a little bit shorter than Wolfsbane. So, I mean, it'll be decently sized. But yeah, I see what you're saying, where if it were a 2-pack, he might have been able to be a little bigger. I don't know. I could see this one going kind of high when it comes out, to be honest.
I could too. I mean, I think
might put a dampener on me getting them.
There's going to be some figures in the wave that I think are going to be hot sellers. There's going to be some that I think are going to just fall totally flat. Like Wolfsbane, I think people are going to go nuts for her, which I think Cable's going to be a good seller. I think Red Widow is going to be an easy clearance item. Nobody cares. Same with Superior Iron Man. I really don't see him selling too fast. Icarus, same. Again, you're going to get the people that love the classics that want to pick him up. Maybe he's not going to be like such a clearance item like Red Widow. But I doubt he's going to be super hard to find. But yeah, your Wolfsbane, your Cable, maybe Kazar, probably going to be your main sellers of the wave. Maybe Thor, the Black Winter Thor. But maybe that's just me.
I doubt it, though.
Okay, that's probably just me. I think he looks awesome. The last Herald, the actual Herald Thor, was on super clearance, so
right.
Probably not going to get the variant.
But
sure, all right, understandable.
Yeah, overall though, I think it's a really cool wave. I mean, I think it's cool when they talked about it being just kind of random. I mean, for the most part, I mean, because there's the Kazar thing, but usually it's just kind of like, yeah, these are just kind of random figures, and they don't necessarily fit, but we're filling in some holes, and I think that's fun.
Yeah, honestly, I don't mind that they do that.
See them doing something like that, so that's right.
Then the last thing that they showed was kind of the teaser that they always like to do at the end of their streams. This one, kudos to anybody that was able to get a screenshot of this, not at quarter speed like I had to, because Dwight was like moving around up and down, spinning it on camera, off camera. It was kind of hard to get, but kind of looks like a knife that I would assume goes to Scar, like the son of Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any other ideas of who that could go with, but that's like my number one, take it to the bank.
Yeah, that seems most likely, especially since it's obviously looks big, so you need a probably bigger character to be holding that. Something really else I could think of, to be honest, off the top of my head. And we've been thinking there would be a Scar coming at some point, so
right.
Just hope it's not that MCU Scar.
Right. No, I hope we get a hard reset before we see that in the movies again. Secret Wars comes and wipes the slate.
Oh man, yeah.
So, what are your pickups here, Jordan? What are you going to get right off the bat at retail? What are you going to wait for a sale on?
Yeah, I guess going back through, I'm definitely going to need that Daddy Zemo. That's for sure on my list. And then second probably would be Cable and Kazar, I think. Those are probably my top three that I would want. Icarus would be maybe if I could get them cheaper. Zabu would be cool, but again, I probably wouldn't get the whole wave, so at that point.
Find the pieces for that one.
The Carnage is cool also, but I am pretty decently happy with the Carnage I have right now. So,
which Carnage do you have right now?
I have the was it Venom?
The Monster
Pool
Venom
one.
Venom Pool Wave. Okay.
Yeah, the one that I like, but this one is now that one with accessories. So I'll need to weigh how much I want those accessories, I guess. What about you?
For sure, like you, I'm gonna need the Daddy Zemo 2-pack, and then for sure the Shield Agents 3-pack. I think those are my for sure's. Buy them straight away. The Zabu Wave, since it's going to be a wide release, it's going to be at different retailers. I think I might wait for like a red card, buy one, get one 20% off, something like that, to maybe pick up my Cable and Thor. That's all I need from that wave for sure. I don't think I'm going to get anybody else. Maybe if Kazar goes on sale, he would be tempting, but I also might be able to show some restraint and pass on him. And then it's probably going to depend on the price. But at the same time, I'm probably going to still pick up the Spider-Man and Wolverine 2-pack. And then it's going to take some long, hard thoughts on whether I'm going to get the Retro Carnage and Prowler. I love the retro cards. Don't know anything about Prowler, so maybe I don't need him. But I like the purples and the greens. The colors look cool. Might get him. He's only $25 probably. And then Carnage. I think Carnage is more likely than Prowler. But Prowler being a Walmart exclusive, that's hard because cel-shaded Spider-Man was pretty hot and sold pretty fast and it was hard to get. But then Kraven went on sale for like $11 and I had like 4 of them. Right. So I think I will wait for a sale on Prowler because how many people are really wanting Prowler? I'm going for a sale. Holding out for a sale on Prowler. Probably going to buy Carnage right away. That's my goal.
Support that decision.
All right. Let us know what your thoughts are on this reveal from Marvel Legends. Do you have your Strong Collectors
We
t-shirt
did end
yet?
up talking probably longer than they did.
I think we did. Oh, yeah, we definitely did. Whoops.
It might be close.
But you got a little bit more insight on what we think. So maybe I'll chop up some of this and it'll be close.
Yeah.
But go get yourself a Strong Collector t-shirt. Go pre-order yourself some Marvel Legends. We usually post some of the sales in our community posts. Check them out. And until next time, stay strong.